everyone, this is Rachel, and I'm here for Free Flow Wednesday at the Crafty Maven's Getaway. This is the lovely mood board that Hannah put together for us with these pretty soft purples and pinks. And I do use the mood board because I really don't use that dark purple color. I just didn't have any of it in my stash, so I do concentrate more on that pinky purple that's in there as well. Now I've got two photos here. They were both 4x6s, but I cut one of them down to be a 4x4 to get a horizontal block of photos. Before I get my photos all together, I am going to take my Seedless Preserves Distress ink and go over this 6x6 Heidi Swap color resist paper that I had purchased a while back. And I just do that in the Seedless Preserves, and I don't necessarily get it all even. I just wanted to get the various pinks and purples on there. Now I'm using a very old piece of paper from SEI, and I was very excited to do that. Hello, Xanthe. And so I'm going to cut this down just a little bit because I'm going to use another piece of paper as a border, another older piece of paper. This one is from Studio Calico, and it's called Mirror Mirror, and I got it in a kit that I'd purchased like when they were having one of their grab bag sales, and I never honestly thought I would use it, but using it as a border really works very well. Now I'm putting a lot of tape on this because I don't know if you can tell, but those green leaves on the other side of the paper are actually the shiny raised kind, so it's got a very slick surface, and with that silver paper being slick as well, I wasn't quite sure if it would stay or not. Now I would like to use that piece of 6x6 paper I brought on, but I thought I needed a little bit of a break in between those two. So I grabbed this piece of white bokeh paper, and this is from Studio Tectoric. I think that's how you pronounce it. And it's called Peachy Christmas 08. So it doesn't have a name besides Peach Christmas. So that's what it is. And it's a very wonderfully white bokeh. So it's so pretty. I don't think you get the full effect of it on the video, but in real life it is just incredibly pretty. So I'm going to go ahead and cut that across and then put my photos back on, and I'm really happy with the way this is looking. So hello again, Xanthe, and I don't know if you heard her, she's racing around my living room right now. But I'm going to cut that down a little bit because I don't want it to go over the silver border. And I'm happy with the way this looks. So the only other piece of paper I'm going to add is that little 6x6 scrap of paper I have from the Hello Darling 6x6 paper pad from We Are Memory Keepers. Now, that is probably the newest piece of paper I have on my page, and I'm going to ink that up with the Seedless Preserves as I did the rest of my papers, and then add it to the top and bottom of that Studio Tectoric paper, just to add a little bit of a vertical element. And I spend, of course, way too much time futzing around with this piece of paper when no one's actually going to notice if it's lined up properly. Then I do remember that I have some flair made from the 6x6 paper pad by a friend of mine when we were at a crop, and when she was actually working with it as part of a Scraptastic kit. And when she was done with that, she actually just gave me her leftovers because Colleen is such a sweetie. And so I had a couple of them, so I wanted to grab those and use them on this layout because I really do like the way flair can add height without a lot of bulk, if that makes any sense to anyone besides me. But there I go, rearranging it again because I can't leave well enough alone. I do finally end up getting it right, and then I glue it down, and I'm going to regret that later because you'll see I'm going to add something. Now, I had to go replace my ATG tape because I ran out, and I know people are probably like, well, that's because you use way too much glue. But, you know, it's one of my quirks. I've had some pages fall apart on me before, so I kind of overdo it in the glue department. So I've got these two flair. Now I'm not quite sure where I'm going to put them yet, so I'm just kind of placing them where I think I might have embellishment clusters as an idea. So then I grab these chipboard shapes, and these actually came with the SEI paper pad, and I grabbed those two butterflies, the ampersand, and then that larger flower. And then I remember I have this pink glitter frame, and that is from the Maggie Holmes confetti line, I believe. I'm not 100% sure. I know it's from Maggie Holmes, but I don't know if it's open book or confetti. I'm very sorry. I do not remember. So I'm going to get those glued down to the upper and lower part, and then I'm going to... Okay, so here's what I did. I glued down that bottom part, so I can't really tuck the frame in under there. So what I I try my mightiest to do it, but I can't. So what I end up doing is I cut it off, and then I use that ampersand to hide where I cut that, because you can't tell at all. And I'm very happy with the way that turned out. I really like it. And now I'm just getting all my little pieces glued down, and I decided to put that flare in the center of the circle, and then I'm going to move the other one over by the butterfly up at the top. Sorry about that, folks. My dog decided to have a sneezing fit in the middle of my voiceover, so I had to pause it for a second. Sorry. All right, moving on. I'm working on my journaling now, and I'm going to make a really big mistake in a minute, but I will use some stickers to cover it up. I go to spell out the word concert and forget how to do it, and then try to fix it, and no, that is a big no, 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 no. So I grabbed some Tim Holtz Tiny Type stickers, and I just put over it the words percussion concert, because the story about this layout is when my niece was a little baby, well, not baby, she's a toddler here, what she would do is when her mom was cleaning the kitchen, she would pull out all the Tupperware and give a percussion concert for Loki the cat, who appreciated it very much. Her mom said it was very funny. He would just sit there and watch her play with the toys, play with the Tupperware pots thingy, whatever you call them. I'm sorry, I forgot what you would call containers. There we go, the Tupperware containers. So I realized at this point my photos are not as straight as I would like them to be. I'm probably the only one who would notice this, but it was bothering me, so I decided while I was still had it out, I would go ahead and fix it. And after that, I'm going to go ahead and start working on my title. And I grabbed these L Studio stickers along with these Twine and Ink puffy stickers, and that's what I'm going to do my title with. In the black puffy stickers, I'm going to do the words concert time, and then I'm going to use the L Studio stickers to write it's, and it's my whole title, it's concert time, because that's what she would do. Oh, when I turned my paper, I realized I'd never glued down that second butterfly, so I do go ahead and do that. This layout is actually almost complete, so while I have you here, I'm just going to say thank you guys so much for watching me here at the Crafty Maven's Getaway. The link to my personal YouTube channel is in the description box, so if you have any interest in following me, please do so. I try to get new videos out at least 2 times a week, if not more, depending on my schedule. I am going to add some enamel dots here at the end in this gray color, and I did end up popping up those 2 ends on the right-hand side for the Studio Tech Direct paper, just because with the frame there and so close to the end, it was not sticking down properly. So the last thing I'm going to do is add a little bit of mist in the white dilutions, and I'm an idiot. Once again, my third mistake for the layout, I forget to put a piece of paper over my photo. I do clean that up later once the dilutions has dried. So thank you guys so much for joining me here for Free Flow Wednesday. Stay tuned. Tomorrow they will be back with a Sketch It Out Thursday. Have a great day, everyone. Bye!